Now, yesterday I had a pot pie for dinner, right? A chicken pot pie, right? And like I said, I ate, what was it? Uh, some beef stew for lunch, right? And sometimes that'll put on some weight, right? But today, wait.
Body weight is 351.2 pounds.
351.2 pounds down, right? You see it's down a lot, right? From 355 yesterday, right? Why does it do that? Because I ate less and it cycles through, right? I'm still eating less, right? But like every 3 days, it'll cycle through and I'll lose the weight, right? When I do it this way. I've done it before, right? That's what I'm trying to tell the doctors. They're already freaking out on me, you know, right? I told them I know how to lose weight, right? It's just a matter of getting to the right time of the pain level, right? Right? Getting that back under control, right? When you're hurting, right? You're hurting. So you can get it under control too, right? Well, you do that through exercise and slower, but still doing something, right? You do something at least 3 times a week, right? That's why you see me still walking, but not at the same rate, right? I still try to do something, right? Well, the more you work it out, the pain level will go down eventually, right? But if you just lay there, right, you're letting that absorb the acid, whatever it is that causes the pain, to build up, right? And it gets worse, not better, right? While the exercise does profit something, because you walked everywhere you went, Paul, you're wrong. You're wrong. Until you couldn't walk anymore, right? And was put in prison, right? Then you kind of became a fat old man and died by being beheaded, right? Jesus didn't really want all that for you, but you did it anyway, you know, to spread the message, right? But we're all human too. That's the point. God forgives all sin, right? It's Satan who don't forgive the sin and wants us to be in error, right? And teaches us the law to punish us, right? But see, the law isn't to punish you. God has guidelines, sure, right? But the guidelines are within the norm of human society, too. He don't mind if you're a little gay as long as you don't try to make everybody gay, right? Right. And he don't mind if you're a little bi-curious or say you want more than one wife, right? You could have more than one wife or more than one husband, right? And you're a woman, for instance. See, not only can the man have more than one wife, the wife can have more than one man to get her pregnant too, right? It's only a 9-month process, right? Some women have more than one baby daddy, right? Right? Why do you think all that's going on still? We betray each other. We trick each other. We do each other wrong in the name of doing each other right. Why do you think that don't work out? Because we're all wanting the same thing. We want sex. We want a place to sleep. We want clothing. We want shelter. Right. Those are the 4 basic things we need as human beings. Right. Someone to be with, a companion. Right. And share our lives with, a place to stay with that person or people, since there's more than one, right? And then food on the table, right? And then transportation, right? To get around with. That's basically what we need, right? The 4 basic needs of all human beings. Now, the 6 basic sins are what? Murder, rape, forced sex, where the person doesn't consent, stealing, assault and battery, right? Then lying and trying to betray each other, right? All these things lead to strife, right? For anybody. But the problem is you want to punish it, right? Punishment ain't going to stop someone from robbing the bank if they need the money, right? You know what I mean? But if the person is well behaved, even though they're tempted to rob the bank, they choose not to, right? They say, no, I'm no better than that. That's against the law, right? If I do that, I'll go to jail for that and I'll get in trouble, right? No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not that dumb, right? That's the whole point there, right? That's like Blake, you know. My mom and sister are trying to tell him these people on the internet are not your friends. Even they act like your friends, right? They're not your friends, right? They're out there to get you in trouble. And if they challenge you to do something stupid and it sounds stupid, don't do it. Because you'll get yourself in trouble there, right? But see, that's just me trying to be a good uncle to my nephew because, no, he don't really have a male influence in his life, just me, you know. Or Bugatti, right, which is his granddad, right, you know, right. And you got to think about that, right. When you're dealing with children, you know, one of the biggest things you got to deal with is people will challenge you, like I said, right. Now, if you're challenging me to be straight, I need a woman, right? That could have been what happened with this Vivian's daughter, right? She got involved with it somehow, right? I had sex with her to prove I wasn't gay, but she was willing to, right? But then they tried to make it a crime and say, well, she's still underage. Well, so was I. I was still under 17, right? When I was with her. And if she's a redhead, she's the one I dreamed about when I was at Christian Fellowship Church, too, right? Maybe I did sort of remember right, but didn't remember right. If I had sex with you, I'd be out there club, by the way, right? I couldn't join, right? You had to be a pure eunuch, never had sex. Well, that's not what the Bible says. Actually, the Bible would forgive that if I don't remember that. But look, if you're being that technical, I was a virgin, right? That's what he was saying. You had to be. You had to be a pure virgin, never had sex with a woman or a man, right? Well, I had sex with a woman then because I did that to prove it to the guys around me I was like women, right? I was just trying to wait like the Bible says you're supposed to wait. That's not a sin, right? Now, I was always like women. I told them that too. And even at the slow dances, when I dance close to a woman, I get hard, right? And I use her to show that too, right? Now, there's also waiting for the right woman, and that's not a crime. That's not a crime. That don't mean you're gay either, right? I don't know. But then I must have hurt one of them or, whatever. And they knocked me out before I could do anything. And then I told them, once you knock me out, I'm not going to remember it because of amnesia. And they just went ahead and wrecked me in the car, baby. I know. There's another alternative, right? But they did it to kill me, right? So I wouldn't remember none of it, right? So don't think it wasn't an attempted murder anyway. I know. It was. So I wouldn't remember what happened, right? But the problem with that is if I survive it and God resurrects me from the dead, kind of, right? Whatever you want to call it, right? You can't say if you black me out, I'm of a sound mind after that either, right? I've been attacked by a group of men and I don't know the reason why, right? But usually it's about sex, right? Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make we. Let's talk about sex. Now, either way, you gotta have a consenting partner, someone over the age of consent, which is 16 to 18, depending on your state. Now, you can't just do it with a 16-year-old if your state says the age of consent is 18. Like in California, I can't go to California and have sex with a 16-year-old. Ever, right? That's a crime there, right? But in Georgia, I'm okay because age of consent is still 16, right? And that's what I mean, Brian. I don't go after little kids or little girls. I would go after a college student because I'm at that age where I'm, I'm not a bad-looking guy either. I mean, if you have my hair that's a little like the dudes on Ancient Aliens, but still, there's things out there y'all don't know, right? And including the fact that there are androgynous human beings that are both genders, right? What about that? Sounds like one side's lying to you a little bit, especially the side that says God's a man, right? And yet, the Bible also says he's not a man. How can he be both a man but not a man if he's a drunkenness, right? That answers the question, right? By the way, right? And it was not that you don't follow the rules, right? But the punishment is to repent, right? And acknowledge the sin and try not to do it again, right? Which makes it seem lenient, but is it really lenient, or is it just acknowledging we all did the same sins, right? And forgive yourself for doing it, right? And don't do it again, right? That's the whole point. Now, some things, like I told you, I know you can't even do once, like molest a child. You can't molest a child once because the child might be telling you, right? So, and I wouldn't harm the child even if I was tempted to molest one, but I wouldn't really molest one because, again, there are certain rules as a parent I can do with a child that might look sexual but aren't sexual, like potty training, right? Well, if I'm smelling her crotch area to make sure she didn't pee herself when she was in the bedroom with her mom, right? That could be a viable excuse of what I was doing, right? Which doesn't make it to sin. It's not a crime. I know. It's called, slicing hairs, right? I can do that for a reason if she's been in the bedroom with her mom all night and we ate dinner together but didn't do nothing much else, right? And so we went back to base, which is either Friday or Monday evening, right? Now, no matter what, I either spent the whole weekend with them, right? Or was with them till Friday and moved back to base. Now, one, though, I know, looks like Daphne only had one night to tempt me and did anyway, or the same thing happened over the weekend, but either way, I know, it's a little bit, quick one way and then more drawn out the other if it happened. And then the girl would kind of know me a little bit and it would explain it either way, but the first or second night, if she did do something like that, would be more understandable, wouldn't it? Right. Anyway, right. If Daphne was asleep, by the way. No, when it happens, right. Now, she has to really be asleep, too, or she's covering that she was trying to tempt me and see if me and my stepdaughter would do something together. Only I was confused enough about it to kind of make sure she didn't pee but didn't have sex with her, right? Those are two different things, right? One has to do with potty training and one has to do with sex, right? And see, since I know my sister had to be potty trained from 0 to at least 4 herself, right? I mean, I know what that is, right? And usually around 4 you get it down pat, but I know it takes about 3 to 4 years to do that, right? So I'm not lying in anything I said, right? I just don't remember all the details now, right? If she came in there, and I'm not sure, I'd be a little ambiguous about it, but I don't know if I felt a lie detector per se. I know I didn't molest her, right? I can say that honestly, I didn't molest her, but I might have done something to make sure she didn't pee while she was in the bedroom with her mom, right? See, I might have smelled her crotch, right? You know what I mean there too. I was smelling her crotch to make sure she didn't pee while in the bedroom with her mom, right? Now, if I smell something, I then might think she needs a shower. Might think address it to see if she intended to take a shower with me, right? But that's still not sexual to have sex with her, right? That's to take a shower or help her go to the bathroom, right? Now, again, if she's in the living room, you can't pull her panties halfway down. You gotta just take those off, right? So she can walk to the bathroom, the toilet, right? Because she's got to walk from the space of here to over there, right? And the toilet's way in the bathroom, right? Well, it's at the end of the bathroom, there's after the thing, and then you got the commode, and then you got the bathtub, right? Standard bathroom procedure, unless it's a little different like this one here, right? But the one in the living room is just like a standard bathroom. You got the sink, you got the commode, and then you got the bathtub, right? Well, I've been with women who have a mental defect, right? In dating. One of them was Michelle, like I said, right? it don't mean they're not old enough or young enough or this or that or the other, right? It means some people look down upon them, right? Like her mother didn't want her to grow up even though she was over 18 herself and legally could have sex, make her own decisions, which is why she's wanting to move into an assisted care facility and kind of show her mom she's ready to grow up and become a woman, right? Now, I don't know if I got Michelle pregnant. She never said, right? We also didn't break up on the best of terms. We had sex twice the exact same way, so she might have seen it as even once, right? But I did her the exact same way both times, right? I don't know. But, right. We made love twice, though, right? The first time was the night we met, and the second time was 2 weeks later before I went back to Virginia. We made love the same way one more time, and then I went straight up to Virginia. I had to wait till Friday to meet Maribel, and then I was with Maribel, and then after that, I broke up with Maribel too because she wouldn't commit, right? For 18 months, and there was no commitment, and I felt like Michelle was having such an issue with her mom, she couldn't commit either, right? I don't know if I got them both pregnant or what. I don't know. No one really communicated with me about Michelle after that. I did see her about 6 months later, but she don't start showing until about the 7th or 8th month anyway, right? It's more the 7th month, and like I seen a girl in the dollar store, Dollar Tree, right, here in Rincon, and she looked like she was about 7 months. I asked her when was she due, and she said March, but maybe it looked like it might come more February, right? Because you could see it really made her belly big, right? She might more have it again, probably February rather than March, or early March, within the first week of March, right? If March at all, by the 7th anyway, right? I remember seeing her there before, but it's been a while, right? Things like that, and I know. She looks like a normal girl to me, right? Too. But how do you know if you don't even know you had it on her, right? And then she would have to not know you were her dad and sleep with you without knowing that. And that's not our fault if that happened, right? It's like with Lot and his daughters, but no. It would be messed up because the mother should have told me and my mom that something happened with Michelle, right? But Michelle also had sex with someone else, I think, after me too, right? So, whatever, right? And it's hard to pinpoint all that, right? She knows what she will say too. Yeah. Like the dude was talking about drinking, and I said, well, you need to drink some Jesus, right? Because he offered you his blood and his body as food and drink, right? Now, it's a metaphor, of course, right? You're to drink something like soda or coffee, or that's a little stimulant, but not super stimulants, right? Things like that. All right. Have a good morning.